You probably all have. All of us have an exit plan. We all have an idea. I talk to business owners every day. Every single one of them says, oh, I have a plan. I say, tell me, what's your plan? And after about 3 to 5 sentences, that's it. Now, is that a plan that your wife can institute? Or that your accountant or attorney can go over? You know, you're gone, somebody sits down at your desk and says, what was happening here, and where's the plan? Where's the FAQ? Where's the policies and procedures? Where's the systems? Who does what here? And maybe it'll work and maybe it won't. As baby boomers, we all have habits. After about 7 repeated activities, a habit starts to ingrain, whether that's 7 weeks, 7 months, 7 years, we all have habits. And in many of our cases, they're deeply ingrained habits. Some of those habits are wonderful. Some aren't so good. But there are habits, and we're used to them. I say we have to look at those habits, and we have to come up with a new habit. The way to change habits is to create a new habit. And I want to propose a new habit for each one of you, and that is that you are now venture capitalists. Presto! You're now venture capitalists. You've been venture capitalists all along, you just haven't really realized it. Now, a venture capitalist will not go into a new opportunity unless they have a specific method of how they're going to go from where they are now to where they're going to exit, what their return on their investment is going to be, because they're going to very carefully calculate how much money, how much time, how many resources, and what the risk is, and what their ROI is. And when that's going to take place, they have to have a target date. And when they go out, they typically don't go out alone. They're going to take the owner, the founder, out with them. Because if they go out first and the owner remains, in many cases, the business will be at risk then. Because if the owner could have run it really and grown it and scaled it, then maybe they wouldn't have been needed. But there they are. So the best way is when a venture capitalist comes out, that they sell it to some other organization that has many more resources, and the owner and the venture capitalist come out together. But the way to do that is that venture capitalist has to have a plan with a schedule and with an ROI. And I invite each one of you to consider that that is now your new habit. That is the fundamental of when are you going, what's the dollar, the date, and the method. You've got to make a strong close. This is not the time to wimp out. I know you're tired. I know you've done this for a lot of years. And I know you'd really rather, just have it go away and be gone and be finished and you have money in your account. That's wonderful, of course, and it's going to take a lot of energy. And you may have to do this more than once. Don't assume that the first candidate is going to be able to go all the way through to completion on taking over successfully. In many cases, remember, what you're going to carry paper. I alluded to in the beginning about how you might be able to cash out. Well, that's a wonderful thing. I hope you are able to cash out. There are, in fact, though, tax ramifications, significant ones, if you cash out. So while you reduce your risk by cashing out, you also can suffer significant tax liabilities by cashing out. Instead, I would invite you to consider that a more realistic approach is that you're not going to cash out, that in fact you're going to carry paper, and that the best way to do that is that you're going to mentor your successor in them being successful. So this is an interactive program today. We're going to be hands-on. You're going to take something home. I'd like you to turn to page 1 of the exit readiness. And let's spend a few minutes going through and answering these 4 questions. Now the way this is set up is just write a few words, 3 to 20 words. Just something that's going to jog your memory. Does anyone need sheets?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any others? And if you're in a startup mode right now, then you need to be writing, well, what are you starting, and then how are you going to come out? So here's these 4 questions. What got you started in your current venture? And sometimes there was a business previous to this, or 2 or 3. But what's going on right now in this, and what is that spark that has gotten you started in this? Coming off that question is the next. What has astounded and delighted you as a business owner? Well, that may be the fact that you're able to go to work any day, any time of day you want. Which usually translates into, you're going to work every day, you're going to work night and day. But by golly, you've got the choice. The third is what urges you forward. You know, what gets you out of bed? Every single day you get up and you go and do that business? Why? Why do you do it? What is it that's so fascinating about this? And then the last is, if your life were to change suddenly and dramatically, who would you ask for help? And what would you ask them to do? You find yourself in a hospital bed or at home and you're recuperating, and it's going to be some time before you're back doing your business, answering phones, helping clients. Who would you ask for help, and what would you ask them to do?